What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Zubimendi transfer update video. Yes, we make another video about Martin Zubimendi because he's recently gave a very detailed interview where he outlined his emotions, his way of thinking, why he rejected ultimately Liverpool transfer after giving Liverpool his word that he will sign for Liverpool, and his agent and Zubimendi agreed everything with Liverpool. The contract was agreed, but ultimately in the last minute Zubimendi had the change of heart. So we will explore exactly why that happened and what Zubimendi is thinking about his future. But he insists that he has no regrets over snubbing Liverpool transfer, even though Real Sociedad are majorly struggling this season. They only have one win in 8 games. On the other hand, Arne Slot broke a new record. No Liverpool manager has won 8 of his first 9 games. So Arne Slot is doing almost perfectly so far, but the tougher games are coming, so there will be bigger tests coming. And of course Zubimendi will come out publicly and say he doesn't regret staying at Real Sociedad and not joining Liverpool, because imagine if he said what he truly thinks, that maybe there is a tinge of regret. The Real Sociedad fans would absolutely hate him and hound him out. And Zubimendi and Real Sociedad are majorly struggling this season. So he probably wanted to inject a bit of positivity into the Real Sociedad fan base. He said, my philosophy is to do at home at all times what comes from within. So Zubimendi made the decision with his heart and not with his head. Because if he thought with his head, if he was rational and thinking rationally what I was meant to say, then he would choose Liverpool 100 times out of 100. But because, of course, he has a big heart, he loves Real Sociedad, he grew up there, he spent the majority of his life as a Real Sociedad footballer, and he said, so far it has worked out well for me. Well, I highly doubt that. 1 win in 8 games, that is working out well for you? I'm not sure. It is true that there was a lot of noise, Zubimendi said. I went through uncomfortable moments. The best thing for me was to stay here, and I'm happy, I'm at peace. Because of the press, there is a lot of noise, but in the end, everything is easier than all that. Of course, I don't regret it. I can't think that after 4 or 5 games at the start of the season, I made my decision from within. I thought it was the best thing to do. The results don't affect me. I see potential in this team. You just have to watch us train, and I'm excited about having a good season. Well, you should calm down and not be as excited, because you won 1 out of 8 games. This is not just the first 4 or 5 games. Real Sociedad are now knee deep in the season, and they still only have 1 win in La Liga. Of course, they will play the Europa League as well. They host Anderlecht today, so Zubimendi is playing regularly at Real Sociedad. But after winning the Euros, Zubimendi, normally you would think he would make the next step in his career and sign for a big club, sign for a Champions League club. No disrespect to Real Sociedad, they are not really a big club in Spain. They are a decent side club, better than mid-table, top 6 club. They are like a Tottenham, if you like, who are kind of a big-ish club, but they are not winning trophies and titles regularly, at least. And Zubimendi also continued, in the end, like in every transfer window, things always come up. This summer it was my turn. These are the things that happen, but you have to deal with them in the best way possible. It is true that I was a bit uncomfortable with everything, especially the noise. And in the end, I isolated myself and made the decision that I thought was the right one. Because yes, there was a lot of rumors, a lot of press, a lot of hype around the Zubimendi transfer saga, and a lot of Liverpool fans wanted this to happen. Of course we wanted this to happen because we saw Zubimendi as a big signing for the new manager, a statement signing, a player who is exactly molded in the way that Arne Slot wants to play. But you know what? It's not the worst case scenario that Liverpool missed out on Zubimendi, because now Gravenberch turned into a world-class player under Arne Slot because he's playing regularly. Zubimendi probably would have played next to McAllister in the Liverpool midfield. long term. But now that Zubimendi didn't sign for Liverpool, that's a benefit for Gravenberch, who is growing, maturing and developing brilliantly. Like, he made huge steps. Last season Gravenberch only made 12 starts in the Premier League. This season he's already close to matching that. Like, he already started 6 games of the first 6, and I think we will, of course, injuries permitting, he will start a lot more than 12 games. And Peter O'Rourke, a transfer correspondent, UK journalist, is reporting that Manchester City are now considering to move for Zubimendi, not just Liverpool as well. Liverpool still are interested, but only if Zubimendi declares to Liverpool that he wants to sign, he wants to make a January transfer, and if he's only 100% wants to join Liverpool. Otherwise, Liverpool are not going back for Zubimendi unless Zubimendi contacts Liverpool, or his agent contacts Liverpool and say that he wants to sign. So Liverpool remain interested in a deep-lying midfielder, and they have been tipped to return with a new bid for Zubimendi when the window opens. Zubimendi said, "I managed to block out all the noise. I thought carefully and I concluded that staying at Real Sociedad was the right decision." Fair enough, he was loyal to his boyhood club and I respected that. But I think for his career, it's not good. At Real Sociedad, he's a big fish in a small pond, and he won't really improve there because he's not challenging himself. He's surrounded by average players. There are no world-class players at Real Sociedad right now. At Liverpool, there are loads of world-class players where Zubimendi could really improve and thrive and develop. He spoke about Real Sociedad's ambition to compete for the Europa League title. Saying win the Europa League is easy, but realistically, this team hasn't shown that it can reach the final yet, as we have always been knocked out in the early stages. So the goal is to improve on what we have done so far, and we will see how far we can go. But that's the thing, Real Sociedad is a selling club. They are not a big club, they can't keep their top stars. They lost like 3 of their best players this summer. Merino and Lenormand. Merino went to Arsenal, Lenormand went to Atletico Madrid, and the third player that they lost, I can't remember his name right now, but you get the gist. Real Sociedad lost a lot of their big players. Liverpool not only didn't lose any of their major players, we strengthened with Chiesa. Zubimendi said it's a good problem to always be available. It gives you more options to play. I always say I'm feeling good, I'm available, and right now I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm ready for whatever comes. So Zubimendi is ready for the challenges ahead, and then let's see where we are in the January transfer window. Let's see where Real Sociedad are, let's see where Liverpool are, and let's see if Liverpool can keep all of their midfielders fit. Harvey Elliott already suffered a 2-month injury, so that's a concern. So far Szoboszlai has been able to play the majority of the games, and Curtis Jones can back up Szoboszlai as well. But yeah, we don't really have a lot of backups. We have Curtis Jones and Endo, who can back up McAllister and Gravenberch, and Tyler Morton maybe as well. But yeah, that's not really quality backups, So let's compare Zubimendi and Gravenberch, and let's compare their statistics, and let's see whether Liverpool made the right decision to stick with Gravenberch. I mean, they had to after Zubimendi rejected, but Liverpool also could have signed another midfielder. And Zubimendi has a greater license to attack, so I think he has similar numbers to Gravenberch. He has 0.7 shots to Gravenberch's 0.4, but Gravenberch's shot accuracy is 100%, so he always is hitting the target. Zubimendi is only 60%, and Zubimendi scored 1 goal so far, Gravenberch 0, but chances created, Zubimendi 0.6, Gravenberch 0.4, but that's not the main role of Gravenberch to create chances. Gravenberch attempts far more passes than Zubimendi in every league game, and he records a higher completion passing rate both in long passes and in short passes. And considering that Zubimendi appears to be operating further up the pitch, it is maybe more understandable why Zubimendi's passing is less accurate, because he will take more risks to find his teammates. So here you can see the pass accuracy, the long pass accuracy is higher, and take-ons completed is higher for Gravenberch as well. And Zubimendi lost possession more times than Gravenberch. So the only metric where Zubimendi is better is chances created, because he's playing further forward. But if Gravenberch would play in Zubimendi's position in this attacking or box-to-box midfield, midfield spot, then I think Gravenberch would create a lot more chances as well. Take on success rate is the only metric where Zubimendi is better other than chances created. His take on success rate is 83%, Gravenberch's is pretty low, 60% as well. And in terms of defending, they are pretty even. Gravenberch's long legs mean that one of his best talents is winning possession back. He's currently averaging 1.7 interceptions and over 6 ball recoveries every game. Gravenberch also made more tackles, he contested more duels, he contested more ground duels, and his success rate in ground duels is better than Zubimendi as well. His aerial duels contested rate is a lot lower, but he won more of his aerial duels than Zubimendi. But Zubimendi blocks more shots and he makes more clearances as well, which is interesting. But Gravenberch makes more interceptions and makes more ball recoveries as well. It's hard to say that Gravenberch isn't performing better. Right now he's doing much better than Zubimendi, both individually and of course his team Liverpool are performing much better. Real Sociedad has 1 win this season, Liverpool have 8 wins already, and Gravenberch is also nominated for September Player of the Month award, which shows that he has been one of the best performers in the Premier League. Luis Diaz is also nominated, so I hope one of those two Liverpool players win the Player of the Month. And Gravenberch has been one of the most informed players in the Premier League, fulfilling his defensive duties with ease on a regular basis. Consistency is back in Gravenberch's game because he's playing consistently. He can perform consistently well, which is really good. Zubimendi, of course, would have provided much needed dynamism in the middle of the pitch. Having a player who could act as a shield for the back line and progress the ball was what Liverpool truly needed. But Gravenberch has far exceeded expectations. He has been world class. I don't want to beat around the bush, and I will say it how it is. Gravenberch so far performed world class this season, and he could actually end up saving Liverpool 50 to 100 million pounds if Gravenberch turns out to be this world-class holding midfielder long term. Liverpool still need to sign a holding midfielder, but somebody who is better than Endo and maybe who is almost as good as Gravenberch. And yeah, you won't find a better midfielder than McAllister in my opinion in his position right now. But also it's very difficult to find a midfielder who is doing better than Gravenberch as well. So maybe Liverpool made it a good decision to stick with what they have in midfield and not sign just a backup player. And let's see what the January transfer brings. There is a lot of the season until to go, and Liverpool have some much harder fixtures coming. So I'm really looking forward to it and excited about the season so far. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.